Daddy by Sylvia Plath. You do not do any more, black shoe, in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or achoo. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time. Marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one gray toe, big as a freakish Atlantic, where it pours bean green over blue, in the waters off beautiful Nauset. I used to pray to recover you, du, in the German tongue in the Polish town, scraped flat by the roller of wars. But the name of the town is common. My Polak friend says there are a dozen or two. So I never could tell where you put your foot, your root. I never could talk to you. The tongue stuck in my jaw. It stuck in a barbed wire snare. Ich, I could hardly speak. I thought every German was you, and the language obscene. An engine chuffing me off like a Jew. A Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I think I may well be a Jew. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer of Vienna are not very pure or true. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck and my Tarok pack, I may be a bit of a Jew. I have always been scared of you, with your Luftwaffe, your gobbledygoo, and your neat mustache, and your Aryan eye, bright blue. Panzerman, oh you, not God but a swastika, so black no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist, the boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin 'stead of your foot. But no less a devil for that, no, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20 I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do, but they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue, and then I knew what to do. I made a model of you, a man in black with a Mein Kampf look and a love of the rack and the screw, and I said, I do. So Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root. The voices just can't worm through. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year, 7 years if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, you bastard. I'm through.
Welcome everyone to this deep dive into one of the most powerful and polarizing poems in modern literature. Daddy by Sylvia Plath. If you've ever encountered Plath's work, you know she doesn't hold back. She writes with a raw, visceral intensity that pulls you in and doesn't let go. Today we're going to unpack Daddy, a poem that's as personal as it is provocative, blending grief, rage, and historical echoes into a masterpiece of confessional poetry. Sylvia Plath was born in 1932 in Massachusetts, a brilliant mind whose life was shadowed by depression. She published her first poetry collection, The Colossus, in 1960, but it's her posthumous collection, Ariel, that cemented her legacy. Daddy, written in October 1962, just months before her tragic suicide in 1963, is a cornerstone of that collection. It's a poem about her father, Otto Plath, a German immigrant and entomologist who died when she was just 8 years old. But this isn't a gentle elegy. It's a fierce confrontation, a cry of pain and liberation. In the next minutes, we'll explore Daddy through its key themes: the fraught father-daughter relationship, the struggle for identity, and the controversial blending of personal and historical trauma. We'll also look at Plath's masterful use of language and imagery, and why this poem still sparks debate today. So let's dive in, starting with the complex figure at the heart of it all, Daddy himself. Let's begin with how Plath portrays her father Otto. Right from the opening lines, she hits us with a striking image. You do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot, for 30 years poor and white, barely daring to breathe or a chew. Imagine this on screen, a stark black shoe, looming large, and inside it, a pale, cramped foot. It's a metaphor that screams confinement. Plath cast her father as this oppressive force, a presence she's been trapped within, unable to escape. That black shoe carries the weight of mourning, black as death, but also power, something unyielding. As the poem unfolds, her father morphs into something almost mythic. She calls him a ghastly statue with one gray toe, big as a Frisco seal, his image towering and grotesque. Later, he's a man in black, with a Mein Kampf look, a direct nod to Hitler's manifesto. This isn't just a father, he's a colossus, a devil, a god. And yet, there's this undercurrent of longing. In stanza 6, she admits, I used to pray to recover you, revealing a child's desperate wish to bring him back. But the tone shifts, sharply. By stanza 7, we get this bombshell. Every woman adores a fascist. The boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. It's jarring, almost masochistic. Plath seems to wrestle with a twisted admiration for this authoritarian figure, only to reject it. And by the end, she's done. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time. Here's the crux. Her father's physical death wasn't enough. She has to metaphorically slay his lingering hold over her. It's a relationship defined by love tangled with resentment, a psychological battlefield. Now let's pivot to Plath's struggle for her own identity. That black shoe from the start. It's not just about her father's dominance. It's about how it shaped her. She's been poor and white, barely daring to breathe, suggesting a life stifled, her individuality crushed. But a daddy isn't just a lament, it's a rebellion. Plath is fighting to break free, to define herself beyond his shadow. Take stanza 10, the tongue stuck in my jaw. Peace, it's stuck in a barbed wire snare. Her voice, her ability to speak, to assert herself, has been silenced, caught in this painful trap. Yet the poem itself is her breaking that silence. She's reclaiming her narrative. And then there's the husband twist in stanza 12. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you, and drank my blood for a year, 7 years, if you want to know. Here, she links her father to her husband, Ted Hughes, suggesting a cycle of oppressive male figures she must escape. The climax comes in the final stanza. Daddy, daddy, you bastard, I'm through. That word, through, is a double-edged sword. It could mean she's done with him, liberated at last, or it could hint at exhaustion, even destruction. Either way, it's a declaration of autonomy, hard-won and fierce. Plath isn't just mourning. She's staking her claim to her own life. Here's where Daddy gets its most controversial edge. Plath's fusion of personal pain with historical trauma. In stanza 8 she writes, an engine, chuffing me off like a Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. On screen, imagine a train rattling through a bleak landscape. It's the Holocaust, unmistakable and chilling. Plath casts herself as a Jewish victim and her father as a Nazi, a panzer man with a neat mustache. This metaphor is a lightning rod. On one hand, it universalizes her suffering, linking her personal oppression to one of history's greatest atrocities. She amplifies her pain by saying, I may be a bit of a Jew, aligning her identity with persecution. But critics argue it risks trivializing the Holocaust, appropriating a collective tragedy for individual grief. Is it genius or overreach? Plath herself seems aware of the tension. She doesn't shy away from the provocation. By stanza 11, she doubles down. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck, and my Tarok pack, I may be a bit of a Jew. It's a blend of mysticism and victimhood, tying her personal history to broader narratives of suffering. Whether you see it as powerful or problematic, it's undeniably bold, a hallmark of Plath's fearless style. Let's zoom in on how Plath crafts this emotional whirlwind. Her metaphors are relentless: black shoe, ghastly statue, vampire, each one piling on the weight of her father's presence. Then there's the Nazi Jew analogy, an extended metaphor that threads through the poem, tying her personal anguish to historical horror. Her language has this eerie nursery rhyme quality. Listen to the rhythm. You do not do. You do not do. It's childlike, almost sing-song, which makes the darkness even more unsettling. Repetition, like daddy daddy or brute brute, hammers home her obsession and torment. And the allusions? From Greek mythology, Electra complex vibes, to the Holocaust, she weaves a tapestry of references that deepen the poem's resonance. So, what do we take from Daddy? It's a poem of extremes: love and hate, confinement and freedom, personal loss and historical weight. Plath doesn't just write about her father. She exercises him, using every tool in her poetic arsenal to confront and cast him out. It's a testament to her skill that, nearly 60 years later, Daddy still grips us, challenges us, and divides us. This is confessional poetry at its peak, a raw, unfiltered window into Plath's soul. It's also a feminist rallying cry, a rejection of patriarchal shadows, and a piece that continues to influence poets and readers alike. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Daddy. If you've got thoughts or debates about Plath's choices, drop them below. Until next time, keep exploring the words that shape our world.